For those of you who are not aware, we have an official Sound Off Superstore online at solomonster.spreadshirt.com. We finally have a official logo t-shirt for the Sound Off up in all kinds of sizes and colors, including now 3XL. I had a whole lot of people write in asking me if we were going to have the bigger sizes. We do. So if you are literally a big fan of the show, you can now pick up your official Sound Off t-shirt. There's also the TNA Total Nonstop Absurdity t-shirt, which actually applied less to this week. I think Impact was a much better show than it was the previous week. But you could pick up that shirt. We also have a case, a logo case now if you have an iPhone 5 or an iPhone 5S, a Samsung Galaxy 3. There's new items being added every week. So head over to solomonster.spreadshirt.com, buy a shirt, buy a phone case, whatever you need. Support the show. I very much appreciate it. And also, just so you know, Spreadshirt is having a special Halloween sale that only goes until Tuesday. So this Tuesday, the 15th, when you make a purchase for $50 or more, you get to save $10 if you use the coupon code TREAT2013. So again, that extends into Tuesday. If you plan on buying a whole bunch of stuff there, use that code and you can save $10. So just an FYI for anybody who's interested in buying maybe a few items from the Sound Off store. And also I want to give some shout-outs here to these people who donated via PayPal to the show this past week. My thanks to everybody who did so, their generosity. Tim Tapp, Brian Bird, John McBride, Jovan Balick, Matt Isaiah, and especially Chuck Lentz. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. And thank you to everybody who sent in birthday wishes. I had a great birthday last weekend, in part because of you guys. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Last weekend was WWE's first ever Battleground pay-per-view, a show that will probably not be remembered, and if it is, probably not very positively. I posted my full thoughts on the Battleground pay-per-view on Monday, actually, the day after the pay-per-view, on the official Sound Off YouTube channel. So you can subscribe there. My username is the Solomonster, all one word. If you want to type that in, subscribe, and that way when new videos go up, you'll be informed of them. But my full thoughts are up there. Basically, just to summarize, the entire show was not a complete lost cause. I was a huge fan of the Rhodes family match, their big win over the Shield. I thought the way that whole thing was handled was great. It was a great match, great story, great drama. The fans reacted to it. Dusty gave the bionic elbow. People went nuts. I thought the finish was fantastic. Cody gave probably the best Crossroads I've ever seen, thanks largely to Seth Rollins, who took it like a champ and sold it like a champ. The stuff afterwards, the family members embracing the baby faces coming out on stage. I thought that whole thing was fantastic. So I can't give the pay-per-view a complete thumbs down because of that match, but by no means was it a good show. And the main event finish was absolutely horrendous. I've seen some people attempt to defend it. There is no defense for a finish like that when people paid $50 or more for a pay-per-view. You want to advance the story with Big Show. They had a big payoff on Raw the next night that we'll get into in a second here. That's fine. I have no problem with them advancing the story. I happen to like part of the story they're telling. I think Big Show, at least in his role, has been great. But for a pay-per-view main event, you can't end the show that way. With a non-finish, guy comes out, beats everybody up, his music plays, there's no decision. It's ridiculous that you could actually, do that and expect people are going to turn around 3 weeks later because you got two shows in 1 month and they're going to buy your next pay-per-view. And we saw on Monday night, they're really stacking the deck for this next show, I think, in part because they realize people haven't really been thrilled with the last couple of pay-per-views since SummerSlam. We've got to really give them a reason to think this time, okay, this time we promise we're not going to fuck you over. We're going to give you a winner. We've got John Cena coming back. Shawn Michaels is going to be there. They're loading that show up, and they have to. Because when you have a finish like you had at Battleground, you have people that just go, hell with it. I'm not going to buy these shows anymore. I'm either not going to watch or I'm going to stream them. Why would I spend $50 and get slapped in the face? And so anyway, I talk more about that, and I also talk about what WWE should do going forward with these non-major pay-per-view shows. There has to be a change in how they price these shows out. There just has to be, because those shows are not worth the money they're charging for them. It's interesting that fewer people are ordering these pay-per-views today compared to years ago, and yet prices keep going up, and that has to change. So you could check that out on YouTube. The MP3 audio, for those who like listening to it on their device, on their commute and what have you. In all these YouTube videos, these reviews that I do, you can find a link to the MP3 file in the video description. These things are not pushed to iTunes or Stitcher because they're intended to be exclusive to YouTube. But if you want the audio, that's how you can get it, just so you know going forward. Also, later tonight, so by the time most of you listen to this, it should be up, I'm going to get up the Triple H DVD review that I had promised a few weeks ago. The review for his new Thy Kingdom Come release is going up on the official Sound Off YouTube channel as well. It's a 2-disc set. The big attraction, I guess, with this DVD is the documentary. They filmed a completely new documentary on Triple H's career. They have a sit-down interview with him. A bunch of new comments from guys that they brought up to Connecticut. Dave Bautista gives some fresh commentary on there. Kevin Nash. They have some old comments from The Rock, a little bit from Brock Lesnar. The Undertaker, hoodie and all, is on the DVD, out of character, giving his thoughts on Triple H and his career and his relationship with Stephanie and the advice he gave Triple H. There's a lot of interesting things and a lot of rare footage, especially footage from early on in Triple H's career that I don't believe has been included in any DVDs previous to this. There's him at Killer Kowalski's school training, him wrestling on his first show, looks like an indie show in a gym somewhere. So there's a lot of interesting things like that throughout the entire documentary. They also have another disc with full matches. They have some Blu-ray extras if you have the Blu-ray version. So I go pretty in-depth into everything. If you haven't gotten the DVD or weren't even thinking about it or were on the fence, you're not a Triple H fan, you just hate the guy's guts for whatever reason, and you don't want to watch the DVD, you might want to rethink that. I give, my thoughts on all that stuff, the good and the bad. It's not a perfect DVD. By no means is it the best one they've put out, probably not even in the last couple of years. But you can check that video out. If it's not up by now, it will be up later tonight on the official Sound Off YouTube channel. So please leave your thoughts, leave comments in the video, and subscribe to our channel. We'll be putting more videos like that up in the future.